guys, it's Ciara and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be starting my new back to school series, and in today's video I'm going to be telling you everything that you're going to need for your GCSEs, which is mainly stationery and revision materials. Just a quick disclaimer before we start, I have COVID at the moment, so I sound ill and my voice does not sound the way it normally does, and if I seem a bit not full of energy at times, that's just because I have zero energy and I've had to motivate myself a lot to even start filming this video. So please bear with me and I will be back to my normal self as soon as I possibly can, I promise. So when it comes to doing your GCSEs, you need to make sure you are as organised as possible. Yes, it may not be as important as if you were doing like your A-levels or something like that, but it is really important to make sure that you're staying organised and that you have everything you need in a specific order so that you can find everything really easily, rather than it being in a big mess and you can't find what you need when you need it. So if you followed my channel for a while and you've seen my previous videos on this, you will know that folders are a big part of my life, and these are just two of my many folders. I would recommend getting folders because you can keep everything organised. You can either have one lever arch folder that has everything in it. If you just split it up into 9 or 10 sections, then you can put all your work for all of your different subjects in each divider, which I would only recommend if you know that you're not gonna be doing loads and loads of revision all the time. Obviously keep it up with your revision and make sure that you are revising, but if you're not going to be revision crazy and there's not loads and loads of sheets that you want to have on you at all times, then I'd only do that then. Otherwise, I'd recommend getting a ring binder for every single subject. Now, I know that might sound a lot, and I had a ring binder for every single subject, but for things like maths and geography and music, I very rarely used them. I don't think I even had money sheets. I don't think I even had like 50 sheets in either of those folders at the end of year 11. But this is just my science folder. This has all my biology, chemistry and physics stuff in it, and look how thick it is. This is the size of a year 1 A-level folder, and it has both years of my GCSE stuff for science alone. This is my drama folder, and it doesn't have that much in it, but it has the minimum. You need the specification so that you know what you need to be revising, and then it's just loads of revision sheets with all the information that you're going to need. You don't have to go as crazy as I did and make really chunky folders for your core subject or even any of your subjects, but it is really good to keep all your revision in one place, and then you can have worksheets that you're given in class. You can have your notes that you've made at home that you've put in here. You can put flashcards in here if you get a little plastic wallet at the front, and you can organise it in any way you like, but as long as you have all the stuff that you're going to need to revise for that subject in one place, it's really useful. If you would like a folder organisation video, please let me know down in the comments and I can definitely do one for you. I'm very passionate about my folder organisation and I will happily share my tips with you guys. Next thing I would do is get a magazine file for each subject. This is so that you can keep all of your revision guides in one place. I think I had 4 or 5 magazine files containing all of my revision guides. This one just had all of my math stuff in it, and then I had an English one with geography, RS and business, because I didn't have enough to have one each for each subject, so I combined them into one, and then a drama and music one with all of my revision guides for drama and music, and another one. And I think this is a great way so that you can put them out. You can either put them in a shelf, you can put them at the bottom of your wardrobe, you could put them on the floor by your bed, literally anywhere, as long as you've got all of your revision guides all together in one place. And then you don't need to put them in all in one big pile and having to find which subject revision guide you're going to need. It's really useful if you keep them in one of these. For science, I had a lot more revision guides and resources than for any other subject, so I actually kept it in this box. The boxes and the magazine files are all from IKEA. They're really cheap and they've lasted me for the past 2 years, so I definitely get some. It's literally just a box with a lid, but it kept all of my science revision guides and textbooks and everything in there. And then I had one for maths as well and an English one, because for maths, English and science I had a lot of textbooks and revision guides, and magazine folders just weren't enough. Even though I had magazine files for English and maths. It wasn't enough and I had to have a box as well. Next thing I would recommend is flashcards and or post-it notes. I'm not a post-it note person, so I don't actually own any post-it notes and didn't use any, but flashcards are lifesavers. You can get flashcards from pretty much anywhere. I think I got mine from like Ryman's or something like that. There's different sizes so that you can have smaller flashcards for keywords, so you can put the keyword on one side and the definition on the other, or you can get bigger ones where you can write actual like pieces of content or like paragraphs you need to memorize or literally anything like that. And I tend to use the bigger ones because when it comes to keywords I usually just write them out on a sheet. But they're really helpful. Cannot remember where I got it from, but I keep my flashcards in this box. It has hundreds in here and they come with dividers. You can probably get them on Amazon. I think I got this from like Ryman's or might have been WH Smith, I'm not too sure, but it's really good because they've got different dividers and I've got all my different subjects labelled out there. I need to change this because I'm starting college in a few weeks and I need to put my college subjects because I'm not doing this many. I've also colour coded all of my flashcards so that I know that the different topics and the different subjects are all in a specific order, rather than me having to rummage around and try and differentiate which ones are for which subject. So I think that's really helpful, and regardless of whether you're a flashcard person or not, and that is a way that you use to revise, I just have some anyway. You don't need to have as many as I do. You can just have like a small pack that you might use every now and then, but they're really helpful if you do have them, and a lot of people use them as a good revision resource. When it comes to stationery, you are going to need a pencil case with everything you need in it. You're going to need pens, pencils, rulers, a calculator for sciences, maths, business if you're doing business, and also a math set including a protractor, one of those right angled triangle ruler thingies, a compass. You know, you're going to need all of that for GCSE maths, so make sure you've got one of those math sets. You don't have to bring it with you all the time. You can just bring it with you on days you have maths, or you can ask your teacher in advance if you're going to need any of that stuff for your next maths lesson, so you can make sure you bring it, or you can just keep it at the bottom of your bag all the time, which is what I used to do because otherwise I'd just forget to keep putting it back in when I had a maths lesson or anything like that. Also highlighters, very important. They're something I used a lot. Even if you're not planning on making extra notes as well as your in-class notes that you do in your exercise books, I think even using highlighters in class is really good, because when the teacher's saying information at the end of the lesson or at the end of the day when you get home, or even during the lesson, you can highlight all the key pieces of information that you've written down that you need to make sure you know, any key terms you're told, anything like that. Really good to always have some highlighters on you. You don't even need like a pack of highlighters. You can just have a single highlighter that you use to highlight any key information, and it's really useful so that you can identify it really quickly and find it really quickly as well, so that there's not just loads of words jumbled on a page and you're like, which of this do I need to know? You've got it there ready for you. So I've mentioned about organising your revision, but I've not actually mentioned where to get it from. I definitely recommend going to Depop when you're looking for your revision guides. I actually have a lot of revision guides currently posted on my Depop, and actually some of my folders that you can buy. I know this is self-promotion, but I need to get them gone, and I need a little bit of money because college is going to be expensive. I'm going on the train every day and it's not cheap. So please help my financial situation. But yeah, I'm selling them all and they're reasonably priced. You don't just have to get them from me. You can literally get them from anywhere and anybody on Depop, but it is really good because people, as soon as they finish year 11, are never going to use them again. So why not get it secondhand from somebody who's used it really well, and then you could sell it on afterwards if you use it and you've bought it from somebody. There's no harm in doing that. I think it's a lot better, because otherwise you're going to be wasting a lot of unnecessary money when you could be spending really small amounts from people. Because I know, because there's a lot of my revision guides that were like £6 or £7 that I've put on there for like £2, and you should definitely buy them off Depop because you're helping people out by giving them a little bit of money. It might not seem like anything to you, but to the people that you're buying from, it's really nice of you to buy from them and take their revision materials off their hands, because I don't want all this stuff lying around my house. I have a lot of it and I really just want it to go. But you can buy my folders on there, you can buy a lot of my revision guides, and I'm going to be adding more in the next few weeks, but I think I've got most of them on there now, so go check them out, see if there's anything you want to get. The last thing I'm going to recommend, I wouldn't say you need it, but it'd be really helpful if you had an iPad or a laptop to do typed up notes on. You can handwrite your notes, that's absolutely fine, there's no problem with that, but it makes it a lot easier if you've got a digital copy and a paper copy. So you can either write out your notes and then type them up, or you can type them up and print them out and put them in a folder so that you've got them in 2 places. You can save them on Google Drive or Dropbox, or Apple iCloud, literally anywhere where you can keep all of your documents, and it's really, really good so that you've got them in one place. It's not essential, you don't have to have it, but I would say that as soon as I got a laptop, I was a lot more productive. It made it a lot easier to do stuff because you can copy and paste information from the internet, and rather than having to type it back up when you're doing research, you can just copy it into the document rather than having to write it out or anything like that. iPads are really good for when you're watching YouTube revision videos or just revision videos in general on any website. They're really, really good. So yes, I know they're really expensive, but they are a really good investment. With the laptop, you don't have to get an Apple MacBook even. I have one because that was the best for me, because obviously I've got my video editing that I'm doing. When I start college, I need like Adobe Photoshop and all those sorts of things. So it just seemed better to have a MacBook because it did everything I needed, and I'm somebody that is very passionate about Apple products and I don't use anything else. But you don't have to. You can get like an Acer, a HP laptop, literally anything. You don't have to get an iPad when it comes to tablets either. I don't know tablet brands. I'm sure there's lots of Samsung ones and stuff like that as well you can get. You don't need to get an iPad. I'm just saying they're really, really good. Last thing I'm going to say is join this group on Facebook. It is actually a lifesaver for me. If you have a problem with any of your subjects or a question that you need to ask fellow students, you can just post it in this group and there'll be lots of people that will be happy to help you out, give you an answer. If you are in need of revision resources, if you just want to ask a question about a subject that you're doing or anything like that, there's lots and lots of people that would be willing to help you out if you join that group. I actually found it really life-saving. There was people post a lot of tips on there. I learnt the whole SOHCAHTOA sine, cosine, tangent thing through that group because somebody posted like a little hack that they'd found on a way to remember it, and it changed my life. It was the reason I passed my trigonometry exam in year 11. So there'll be a lot on there that you can find really, really useful, and I would definitely recommend joining it. You don't have to be in year 10 or 11, you can be in year 9. I think I joined that group in year 9. At the start of year 9, I genuinely think I joined that group and it changed my life. It really, really, really did help me. So if you have Facebook, definitely join that group. I know I've been rambling on for a while now, so I'm gonna pipe it down a little bit, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it really, really helpful. Remember to check out my Depop for any revision resources. Remember to also check out my social medias. My Instagram usernames will be on the screen, and remember to subscribe if you like this video. Let's get to 300, let's go. And I hope that you are having a lovely summer. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.